we like to play. We don't like to min-max every little fucking aspect of our game. We would like the game to just be a bit more approachable to viewers like us. Very selfish. I will admit that right now.
Because, like, so you're saying that you want CE, basically, but you don't want to put in the same amount of effort.
I don't fuck about CE, dude. All I care about is downing bosses and not feeling like I'm spending the whole tier wiping on every single boss repeatedly for fucking hours and hours and hours.
Right? Like, everyone's making mistakes as a player. That's why mechanics are real fucking annoying. There's no save to a N'Zoth fucking fight. Oh, I lost 20 sanity. No, I lose 20 sanity, and I'm fucking fucked.
That I'm not really going to go into, but those two fights do not get easier. Like, Jaina was still pretty easy to go do with, like, because you know you outgeared it and everything like that. Mythic Azara, like, demonstrably easier with, like, is you can't, like, you know, yeah, like, you fuck up sanity, you still wipe. You know what I mean?
3 mythic phases, and yes, you can blast through it just with more DPS. We cut 2 minutes off of our kill time. We don't even use a few.
Be more
anymore.
Specific. How did you cut the time? How?
Was
fucking mages. Just say it. Did you?
We only had 2 mages.
Okay, I'm not really saying
You can.
is as the tier goes on, like, mechanics wise, this fight you can kill Psychus like faster, or you can not have struggles on the tentacles.
You can straight up ignore, or not ignore 2 sets of Mindgrass / Paranoias with more DPS. Just change a neck position.
So let's go back. Can you have a monk in the group? In your group? For the debuff. Are you running more than 1 monk?
No, because we literally just don't have more than 1 monk.
I just don't think you would.
Last night.
How many druids?
And 1 warlock. Are like.
Not when they. Like I'm just saying that we're not shit DPS. The DPS that we have in our group is not shit DPS, and at the same time we're cleaning up these really shit. If we fucking just get tapped by sanity, we're gonna die in Psychic phase. We're cleaning up the fact that we have to use cooldowns in random places that just sometimes don't even fucking make sense because we're trying to play cooldowns for like lusting on top of the boss or doing damage to the boss in general, and then it doesn't fucking make sense how hard they have to make, because everything is now set in stone where you have to use things, and that's too much for one raid leader, especially at a casual level, to fucking get down so the group can get CE.
I've done a lot of fights. I've done a lot of mythic or heroic, whatever, around like wherever your power creep brings your group to, like, to get an advantage, right? Whether it's a zone-wide nerf or it's like the ring, and stuff like that. Like, tier to tier and in-boss to in-boss, there hasn't been a boss. For example, when I'm talking about like people coming in, and I'm not talking about your group. You've killed it and it's on farm, and then you're now getting better and better at killing it. I'm talking about like if a group kills it 3 months ago, where they'd be at with corruption would be different, and where they'd be at with resist would be different. But yeah, like you're talking about some of the mechanics you might still be able to skip, but it doesn't change the fact that like it's like this one like. And I mean, I guess you.
No, that's literally what progression is.
Right, I'm saying, but like progression happened as a raid on a lot of fights versus these specific people in this unique mechanic area, and then these specific people in this specific mechanic area. And there's more. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'll just concise it, boil it down to this: there is more stuff you have to relearn, guys. Like that than a lot of the other end bosses I've ever done.
I still disagree, because after our first kill, it took what 6 pulls, and we brought in 4 or 5 people off the bench that hadn't even touched a pull on his off in what 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and it only.
Sorry, Hardman.
It's a fight comfortability thing, and that's what prog is. Like, one of the biggest things that would say cut people from my team versus people from your team is just how quick people adjust and get used to mechanics and deal with them. Like, that's what it comes down to for a lot of world first prog too. Like, both limit and method, they have are a lot of them in the top 10 for their class. A few, not all, but it's just how fast they learn and how fast they know how their class is going to deal with mechanics that sets them aside, and the fact that they raid 40 hours in 6 days.
I can agree to that for sure. I think though that there are certain classes that aren't being brought. The even if you're like top performer of certain classes, some classes just aren't being brought because there's a certain number you have to reach for certain things. Most of the time you're not going to see a group without a fire mage right now, just because fire mages are sought after because of what they can do. Because I mean, just burning out fucking ads the way they do and the fucking burst the windows that they have, it's just, hey, you want that thing dead? It's dead. That no longer is a problem, and there's no threat coming from it.
To be honest, we bring it for the buff, because Arcane Intellect is huge, even that 3% over the scroll, and for the immunity. We don't care about them bursting. We can make up for that.
Yeah, and immunities too. Just have to have immunities too. It's another one.
Yeah, shit like that. That's why I'm really looking forward to Covenants, and really hope it destroys the World First team. And I'm being shitty about it, but I really don't.
It won't. There's World First players. Some of these World First players are really like good. Like Fragnance is good at anything he touches. Some of the other dudes I fucking saw play on their off of them because they're just that good when they're using window and just fucking doing what they do. I mean, it's insane.
Gingy, Roger Brown, Josh, all of them have touched literally everything from tanks to healers to DPS in every single class.
They just know the
and
game.
They have been top of the world in every single class they've ever touched.
I think Josh got good because he started watching Vicklin though. I want to put that out there. I feel like that happened.
Vicklin is really good.
Vicklin's insane, and I'm surprised they fucking off like.
So.
The same way that Mythic Plus was a reach, who couldn't play Mythic, keep high and they're not going to touch a lot of that. Your high-end raiders are the ones that are spending money as well on like gold and DOEs and all that shit.
I mean, they
Like
might as well make the game pay to play. Like,
I mean, they already have, with being able to purchase gold in accordance with the POS through the whole bond system, or not bond system, but token.
I don't know where. If they keep doing it the way they're doing it, like this game's gonna be unmanageable for the people who are casual. So the casuals will go away. Then there's no backfill to the guys who are higher end. So there's going to be like 3 guilds that are fucking downing world first.
No, casuals will always exist because this game is an addiction. Step away from this game, always come back. Call it again, see, and then they get
Stand.
it's not gonna go away. This game's already been around for what, 16 years?
In a 15 Waycrest Manor. Second boss down. I'm also probably gonna take a break after this because I said I wanted to.
Did it already.
Stunning.
Sorry, Dad, I don't mean to feel like I'm attacking you or what you do. I think you do a good job, and I get what you guys like to do over there in your guild. And
We've also had a conversation offline though that he has these feelings right now, but there has been feelings like, well, they're not bringing the druid to this fight because the druid's fucking, you know, non-gangster on this fight, and then
Really just a part of it. I've been like, I don't want to say top world, but last, what, 12 years? And nothing changes. Like, yeah, you do comp stomp some things, but that doesn't mean the next week you don't bring in other people. It's a prog thing. It's, you literally hit mind locks if you just spend too much time on a boss. But at the same time, like, it's mythic rating. It's supposed to be hard. If you're complaining about it being hard, then those, like, the people that sit there every day and just whine and bitch and complain, they don't last on mythic games. Because it's not the content they should be doing, and there's really no reason why they would throw themselves.
I'm not crying. That's too hard.
No, I'm not saying you are, but there are people that literally join mythic rating teams just to leave like 2 weeks into a tier because it's too hard. Like, mythic rating is supposed to be hard. These bosses are supposed to take a long time. Like, they're not supposed to be bosses you can walk in and one shot, except maybe
Stunning.
because that fight was just horribly designed. And what they do with N'Zoth is it's personal accountability. Like Mott, where if your team fucks up, not necessarily one person fucks up and save it. There's a huge margin for error on a lot of these bosses, and the later bosses like Carapace and N'Zoth, it's noticeable when somebody fucks up, and that's what they're going for.
I'm down.
Difficult endgame boss with personal responsibility. That's why CE sells for so much. Because think about heroic carries. Like 3 weeks after heroic came out, heroic carries were selling for like 500k, 600k with funnels.
I mean, I'm trying to not stand in stuff using my cooldowns and stuff. I don't know what's going on.
It's been
You bringing them back?
like even when this whole Gallywix stuff, even Scripe admitted to buying literally millions of gold for real money off.
I mean,
I'm
if
stunning.
you're gonna do any kind of world, have to. Like, they spent, I think the number they had for limit for their world first kill, they spent about
40.
Yeah, real money. I'm talking about the gold in game. It was like 50 something million.
They borrowed 127 million gold and had to pay back like 148 or 152 or something.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's what the interview with the person, one of the people working on the spreadsheet. As
Yes.
far as those people came out and said, the limit was 100% gold. 100%.
Yep.
Now whether they didn't, you know, whether they bought.
What if they bought Gallywix? Yeah.
Well,
And
no, I mean,
of course, no. Well, what they
no, I'm
did
saying
was
if
a
they-
lot of the
if they
people.
didn't bought it. If Limit and Max and them actually just bought WoW tokens for any, whether the gold they bought or the gold they
They
paid
did
back,
it right, yeah.
that's actually within TOS for Blizzard. And what
The people
Gallywix
that
people
fed
were saying
Limit
that-
money At risk their own accounts getting banned by real money
yeah,
trading
what
when
I
they
mean
can
is,
have
like-
mules do it for them.
Cookies.
Whether it's their community, that's unrelated. And like, even if you like that, if not some other one, you know, but it wasn't on the same level of like method directly approach.
This was also one of the very first years in a long time where buying gear early had a huge advantage. And that's only because of the corruption system, which, fuck, corruption is dumb as shit.
Oh, I love
Just
corruption.
never should have been put in the
Implementation
game.
is corruption itself is fine. Implementation is shitty, and that's actually a theme within Blizzard. It's typically implementation that's shit.
It shouldn't have been random on gear. It should have been we just buy it straight off. If we want something, we'll buy it. That would
They
have
had
been it.
vendor day one, and you just like, oh, farm and buy. Then you get to learn what's good by people who, not instead of spending real gold, 5 billion, you get smurfed or whatever. People spend what they farm, and then they test it or they sim it, and then this person, you know, who, like the guy in the arena, right, bought all the infinite stars, had the shenanigans in the arena, and then, you know, but you don't see that as a viable build. You see the meta that happens in Fortnite, and then you can buy accordingly. When it was shrouded before, like the implementation, then people spend millions of gold, and then shit gets nerfed, it gets replaced, it's bad for the community.
They have a lot of work cut out from the Shadow Knights to make people happy again. I think it's
Things like War Forging, Titan Forging, Socket, like all that shit. How it was back in like Wrath, where it had
Like that.
default sockets on it.
Don't we?
Chad is real good on that fucking tune, man. He's geared out of the teeth too, you know what I'm saying? He's fucking geared.
No Titan Forging.
Yeah, I'm looking at him going, I can't even keep up with him, man. There ain't no way. And then I looked at his gear and I'm going, oh shit, he's got pieces I wish I could only dreamed of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that they don't plan on doing a War Forging, Titan Forging system ever again.
It's already open.
Are just either equivalent, or it speeds up, or it's like a guaranteed compared to your mythic price box, you know? Like, higher than the box itself, or at the level.
It also creates a more level playing field.
Right,
You're
that's
relying
good.
less on RNG. We only
People
had
need to
like
buy-
we had like 60.
Some corruption.
Yeah, like it is the game.
Damn fear.
It's looking better because in Shadow it's like the POEs will have less of a effect on. Where it could get really bad, because the current situation is how it is bad. And this happens in tiers before even, like you said, there's been more forging and tank forging. But if that goes away, the only way it can be fucked up is if, say, let's just use shields as an example, right? There's only a few shields you can get outside of dungeons.
Corners in this damn place suck.
BOE shield. Then that's bullshit.
Stunning.
Down.
That's it.
And that's it. And it's like, it's mythic plus box BOE, I think, right? And so that's bullshit. And that's the only pitfall where they could, you know.
Well, if you're a tank, that's the only.
I got the next one on the skull. Got it. Oh, we all did.
Fine with any of them.
Right.
Or you can use two-handers as well.
Yeah, well, you can on Shaman. I
Bring
think you
back
can on
POT.
You can use two-handers on
Right.
Paladin.
Which one? I fucking love those things.
Remember TOT?
That's what the
like,
You and I both got that.
Well, that's what I have. Is the hidden artifact appearance?
Well, then also
Stuns on 12-second cooldown from me.
what classes need what? Like, aren't really that big. Or fist weapons weren't very large until like monks and DHs came in, because monks and DHs before that it was only rogues and feral druids as far as really use weapons. One just before they changed it so that druids and warlocks could use them, because warlocks and mages used to be one-handed.
Trying to get out.
Like years of changes according to the statistics. So if not many classes need int shields, there's not going to be many int shields.
So the Titan forging and war forging system itself only got bad when they allowed it to roll up to Great Island. It was good in Throne of, and it made doing the raids and doing it relevant because you had a chance of getting something that was 5 to 10.
Got that one, babe.
Here and it rolls up.
Isn't that somebody that plays the game 1 hour a day should be better geared? Literally has been clearing raids for.
And you shouldn't go to LFR and have it roll up to anything fucking.
Well, they capped it at what, plus 55.
I think
Like,
Titan
that's
Forge and
ridiculous.
Warforging was fine because if I was in normal or if I just didn't, I was behind on heroic, right? If I was behind on heroic, I'd go in. Chance. Instead of
Have a chance to roll the same.
no, I would
That's why
say
you're
15
saying,
item,
what-
the
what is
15
it
item
called?
levels or 25
What
is
it was
fine.
before was fine, like rolling a socket.
5? Rolling a
That's
socket?
now rolling a socket is a good system. Like rolling 5.
2 stacks, 3, 4. I'm putting my darkness down. We're at 6 stacks.
Both my CDs.
Even normal gear, you should be doing heroic content or it, like some.
Yeah, I popped both my CDs on that one.
5.
I was like, oh shit.
It is dark. And I'm like, oh shit, 6. And then I went ahead and it evaporated and I threw mine down.
Trouble on still an extra
Yeah.
item is
I like
relevant
clearing
because
normal
it's
Just call out when the ads are down and I'll burn them.
in a row. It's
And-
like a soft nerf.
And without having,
You got I got this one.
Make that either for your guild or it's in
Yep, that's alright. You got the next one, buddy.
I agree.
The next one after this. I'm gonna give this a second to see if Chad does his. Did it? I got it.
I'm stunned.
instead of doing those lower levels, then if you're saying that, what's the incentive? There is none.
Exactly.
The first week, and there's no incentive to me doing normal or LFR to help the.
People, then yeah, you go and help them and get them loot. That doesn't mean you should.
I don't have a fire. Where's it at?
that like
Siege into ground.
Stun. Here to the right.
I got it.
was it 280? I don't. It was like 5. What number was it? Because I remember all of my slots on my warlock were Siege Heroic Warforged, or you know,
It's what, a 15 level jump per tier?
yeah. However it worked out, it was like when it was normal and heroic before they turned mythic into a thing. It was normal heroic,
On them.
but not maybe not quite like within 5 or 10, but not quite. Because
I missed him. Sorry.
well, like that's where the middle ground is, and if you
Sounds like you guys are on the last boss.
let's remember it was called heroic at the time. Right, remember that?
Whew, thank you. Thank you.
In Titan Forge, and so you,
2 chests.
Congrats.
and you wouldn't have a normal piece that could roll quite to
Haste versatility. Who needs that?
a piece that could be like close to what heroic Warforged.
So I'm
Thanks, Chess.
like patch history for WoW. Head back to when Titan Forging was brought in,
Bottom, I'm gonna give this to you.
or even the Thunder Forged gear.
It's not really a haste versatility, but the haste will come in handy.
It was +6
No, take your gold out. No. Haha.
to heroic or heroic to mythic. It was like